Hi guys, Anil here. Welcome to my channel Anil Tech Lab. Guys, in this video we'll talk about Git. So if you are new to Git and you just started with the Git, then this video is going to help you a lot. So at the end of this video you'll get an overview of Git, and you can able to move your project to GitHub accounts, right? So before starting the video, let me give you the agenda of this video. First we'll talk about the Git, means what is Git, and then we'll move why Git, means what are the features of Git. Then we'll see Git in real time, means how Git is useful in real time to move our projects. And then we'll download and install the Git, and once this is done, we'll create a project and we'll move this project to GitHub accounts, right? So this is the overall idea to cover all these things in this video. Now move to the first point, that is what is Git, right? Git is a free and open source software. It's a software which is available free and in open source. You can download from the internet, used for source code management, right? Means whatever the code you are writing for the application development, you need to manage it somewhere, right? You need to keep it somewhere. So that for that purpose Git is useful, right? Git is used to manage our source code, like how images you are managing in your mobile. You should have some softwares, right? Like gallery, and for music you are using some music application like Wink Music, Geo 7. So these softwares are used to manage your musics. Like that, to manage our source code we are using Git. And it is also used for source code version control system. Version control system means like one software, any software, language you can also see, like Java and Python. You'll see there are different type of versions available, like Python 3.1, 3.2, like this, right? So this type of versioning we can do with the help of Git, right? Means with the help of Git we can maintain different version of our applications or software, right? Now we can move to the next point, that is Git features, right? What are the Git features? We'll go one by one and we'll understand it, right? So the first one here, it is compatibility, right? Means this Git is compatible to different type of operating systems. You can install and use in different type of operating system, like you can use it in Windows, Mac OS, Linux, Ubuntu. So in different type of OS you can use it, install and use it, right? That is compatibility. The next one is a distributed system, means you can access the Git anywhere you want if you have a proper authentications, right? So remotely you can access Git anywhere you want, right? Suppose multiple developers are working in a single project, so they need to get the code from the Git central repository to enhance the code, to add some new functionality, right? So to get the code, what exactly they need to do? They need to clone the code from the Git server, right? So once they clone the code, again for them in the local system one new repository will be created. So in that new repository we can perform different type of Git operations, right? So different type of Git operation in the sense like you can add the code, you can modify the existing code, then again you can commit the code, you can push the code to GitHub repos, right? And you can even check the history of commit, right? Everything you can check in your local repository, right? And if you don't want to clone, you can even create a empty repository by git init command. So again you can do all type of operations in that empty repository, right? That's all about the distributed system. Now we can move to branching concept. This branching concept actually we use to create multiple replica of the master code, right? So in Git we have a central repository, right? So to create the replica of central repository we use branching concept, right? So using Git we can create multiple branches from the master branch, right? Suppose we are working in a project, so in that project there are a lot of functionalities are there, right? And for that functionality there are many developers are there, right? So suppose I am working in a different feature and someone is working in different features, right? So what we'll do, we'll create two different branches from the master branch, and we both will work in our branch, right? Suppose due to some mistake, something happened in the in my branch, so this conflict will happen in my branch only, right? So it will not affect to the master branch. So this is one of the major benefits of Git branching concept, right? Now next move to the next feature, that is secure, right? Secure means Git keeps your code secure and safe, right? Without proper authentication, no one can access your code, right? So there are different permissions are there. So by setting up those permissions, your code will be safe and secure, right? Next one is open source. Open source means it's available in internet. You can download directly Git from the internet, and there are a few advanced features are there. If you want to use those features, you need to pay some amount to Git, right? Next one is track history, means you can check all the commits history in the Git, right? Means whether you have done that commit or not. If you have the code with you, then you can check all the history of the commits in the Git, right? That is track history. Next one is scalable, means Git is scalable to varying loads. Like if at the same time 100 people, 1 lakh people are accessing, but Git always give the same performance. It's scalable. So these are few important features of the Git we have discussed. Now we can move to the next point, that is Git in real time. So here I'll be explaining how basically we use Git in real time industry, right? So I'll take one application here. You can take any of the applications, like any insurance, e-commerce, healthcare, anything. I'm taking here, I'll take Flipkart application, right? You know, right? This is an e-commerce application. So here I'll take this Flipkart application, and this Flipkart application may contain multiple modules, right? So there will be return module, there payment module, order module, like this there will be multiple modules. I am taking here 4 modules. Suppose this Flipkart application has 4 modules. This first one, second one, this third one more. Let me create here, right? So this Flipkart application has 4 modules. So here I just created 4 boxes. So these are modules in the Flipkart applications, and all these 4 modules combined together we can make this Flipkart applications, right? So I'll give the name first here. Let me give this name as order module. So all the order items and order functionality will be handled by order modules. And this is like a payment modules. I'm giving name payment modules. The next one I'll be giving return module, right? We have a return policy and return functionality in Flipkart, right? So suppose this is return, and this is product module, right? So the home module, product module we can take, right? So every modules are interlinked with each other, and they all combine together to make a Flipkart applications, right? Suppose I'll give here example, order and payments both are interlinked and they're dependent on each other. So in order module there will be multiple developers are working. In payment modules there will be multiple developers are working. So all of them having the same intention to build the Flipkart module here, right? Even if order module guy working in order module only, but they will integrate all these modules and they'll make this Flipkart applications, right? So here I'll give an example. Suppose this payment modules team members, they are working in some functionality. So in that some functionality they need, like there is some preconditions, right? So there are some in order module some functionality needs to develop first, then only they can just implement develop that functionality in payment modules, right? So they will not go to this order module guy and they will ask, hey, give your code, so I want to develop my payment module functionality. So this thing will not happen actually. So what happens, this everyone, even if order module, payment module, return module, product module team, what they do, whatever they have developed, they just push the codes to the Git repository, right? Git repository, we call it a Git repository. Otherwise this is the common space for everyone, right? For all module team members there is a common space. This is the common space. So whatever they will develop, they will commit and they will push this code to this common space, so that everyone have the access, right? So everyone can access this code whenever they want. They can take from this common space, right? This common space is nothing but Git central repository, and from this central repository they can create multiple branches, right? Branches in the sense like a replica of this central repository, and they can create their own branches and they can work on that branch. They can they can commit the code, they can push the code, everything they can do in their branch. Once the development is finalized, everything is fine, they can move to the central repository, right? So basically that's why we maintain all the code in a common space, so that everyone can reach out there and they can work on that part. So no need to ask anyone else in the team, right? This common space we call as Git repository. Let me write that here. This is Git central Git repository, right? So whenever we want to take the code from this Git repository, so what we'll do, we'll use some Git commands. So using those commands we can create a same repository in our local system, right? So that is Git clone commands, right? So using that Git clone command we'll create our own local repository, right? It is local to our system, right? It's not a common space now, it's locally to our system and it's specific to our system. So suppose this is my system, local system, my laptop. Here I have taken the code, means one local repository is created inside my system. So what I'll do, I'll be working on my task, like I need to develop something in the other module, payment module. So once I have developed it, then I will move the same code to the Git repository, which is available in GitHub, right? GitHub, GitLab. So once that is done, anyone wants to take the code, they can go and get the code from the GitHub, right? And one more thing, we can store any type of applications, right? Like we can store Java application, means application developed in Java, and Python as Python. Then we can store JavaScript, and .NET also. We can store .NET application also, and we can store Angular applications also, right? So the application developed in any of this language, many more also there, any language it's developed, we can store in the Git, right? Even if you want a text file also, we can store in the Git. And Git is compatible, right? We have discussed earlier, Git features. You can install and use in Windows, you can use in Unix, right? As well as you can use in Linux, and you can use in Mac OS, and you can also use in Ubuntu operating system, right? So these things we have already discussed earlier, right? Git features, right? So now what we'll do, these things we have done, and now we'll create a Java project and we'll move this Java project to our GitHub repository, right? Let me go to my system, I'll create a Java project and we'll do, right? Let's go there. So before creating any projects, let me download and install the Git in my system. Here just type download Git for Windows. You can download it for any operating system, it's not like Windows. And here click on this first link, that git-scm.com. Once you click on it, will open this page, and you have to choose your operating system as per your use. If you are using Mac OS, you can click on Mac OS, Linux, Unix, Windows. Here I'll be using Windows, so I'll click on Windows, but I am not going to download it as I have already downloaded. Once you click the link, it will start downloading, right? Once the download is done, you just install, follow the same procedure like how you are installing other applications, like next. It will, the installation is very simple. And if you if you'll stock somewhere, I'll be sharing one more link with you. You can refer that link. This is Phoenix, this one. So here they have mentioned very clearly, stepwise they have mentioned what you need to do. You can follow this link and you can download and install this Git in your system, right? See, they clearly mention what you need to do once. And see, next, everything you have to only click on next, and here also next. So it's very straightforward. The installation is very straightforward. It's like some other applications, like how we are installing the same, right? Once you have done the installation part, you have to click on finish. It will install in your system, right? To check your installation is done successfully or not, you have to go to any folder and right click. You can go to any of your folder. I am going to this, and see, once you right click, you will see these two items options will be available: Git GUI here and Git Bash here. Otherwise, you can, in the search bar, you can search for Git Bash, right? If you search Git Bash, it should come, right? Yeah, it came like Git Bash. So your installation is done successfully, right? You can check your installation in your system, right, like this. If it's not coming, then there is a problem in your installation, but I'm sure you will not face any problem during your installation, right? So what we'll do now, we'll create a GitHub accounts, right? If you don't have any GitHub account, go to github.com and create your accounts. And here again the question is, what is GitHub, right? So GitHub is nothing but it's a hosting services, right? Means it actually hosts the Git repository, right? So here let me go to github.com. Here we'll need to create an account, but I have already created my accounts. For you, if you have not created, then just sign up for GitHub, right? Once you have signed up for GitHub, you can go and create a new repository. Here you can go and create your new repository. Here I am giving this repository name as my test repo. You can give anything you want. It should be unique, it should be available. I'm keeping this public, and you can add readme file. This is optional, you can do as per your choice. So now let me create this create repository. So it will create one empty repository here in GitHub, right? So here we will be pushing our code to this place, right? This repository will be useful to keep our code, right? Now I'll go to Eclipse. There I'll be creating one more project, guys. Here I'll create here one project, Java project, simple Java project. I'll create that project, will be moving to our GitHub repo, whatever we have created just now, right? So I'm creating this Java project now. Just give me some time, it will take little time. Here give the project name, here project name, anything, yeah, test project, yeah, anything you can give, right? So it will take little time to configure all these things. Yeah, this test p is your project name, is created. Here we'll write a very simple Java program, and that program will move it to our GitHub repository. Here I am creating one package. Here inside the package we'll be creating one more class here. So inside this class we'll write a simple Java program. Here class, so this class is ready. Here we'll write just a simple program. Just we'll print this hello world, system.out.println method. Yeah, so inside write something like hello world, right? So this program basically will move to GitHub repository, right? To do that, guys, what I'll do, I'll open Git Bash here. It's taking little time to open. Yeah, the Git Bash terminal is open. Here what exactly we do need to do, as we are new to Git, so we have to configure our username and email, right? Let me do that now. Let me make it bigger, right? What I'll do, I'll just configure my username and email. Git configure hyphen global user .name, right? Here give your name, means whatever you want to give, and here after this git config your email, right? Give your email ID, whatever you want, right? So it will be visible during your commit, like who is the person who committed this code. It will be helpful. Now I'll check what are the things configured in my git config hyphen list. So it will show all these configured items, right? So see all these configured items. So these two we have configured just now, username and email, right? So remaining things, it's by default it's configured, so no need to worry, these two things are configured, right? So now if I wants to check the status of the Git, I'll run one command here, git status. It will give the status of this repository, but see here it is throwing some error, fatal, not a Git repo, right? It's not a Git repository, actually it's a normal folder, right? So it's not a Git repository, that's why we are getting that error. So to create a Git repository, we need to run one command, git init, right? So see here there is no .git command, no extra and any files, even I enable the hidden files. But if I'll run this command git init, see what we got, initialized empty Git repository, means one Git repository is created, and see .git extension is created, and here there are some by default folders and files also created, right? So it's this git init command created one empty Git repository, right? So if I'll check the status now, git status, I should get some value, right? So yeah, we got success message, and we got here all untracked files, means whatever the files present inside our project, we got those things, right? All these things we got here. Now see here we need to move, right, the code. In my test repo I should move the code. So what I'll do, the same project I need to move to the remote, right? So to move that code, first I need to link both the local and remote. So I am running this command, git remote add origin, here provide the link, remote link. Here I'll copy from here and I'll paste over in this terminal, right? So this command will link both local and remote repository, right? Let's see. Yeah, now this local and remote both are linked, so that I can communicate between these two, right? So local and remote I can communicate, and I can commit, and I can post my course to remote desktop, right? So now what I'll do, we'll make all these untracked files to tracked files, right, by moving all these untracked files to staging area, right? Staging area is nothing but it's a space in the local repository where we kept all the tracked files and ready to commit files, right? Whenever we'll run this git commit commands, it will look for the ready to commit files in the staging area, right? So that these files will be committed. Now I'll be adding all these files to staging area by git add dot command, dot in the sense all, right? So now all these files are moved to staging area, and see I ran that git status, and see changes to be committed, means all these files to be committed, means all are ready to commit stage. Now I'll run this git commit command, git commit -m, and here give your message, like anything you want to give, my past commit, yeah, initial commit, anything you can give here, so that the same message will be displayed in the commit history, right? All these files are committed, right? Means all these files are committed to the local repository, right? You can't find it in the remote, all are committed to local repository. Now we need to move all these commit files to the remote, right, means GitHub. So to do that, what we need to do, we need to run some push command here, so that all these committed files will be moved to here, means my test repo, right? To do that, I need to run this git push command, that is git push origin, your branch name. Here we will be moving to master, git push origin master. Here we are in master branch and we are moving the code to the master, right? If you run this command, all these codes like committed codes will move to here, my test repository, right? So I'll be running this command, and it will take little time because it needs to transfer all these files to the remote, right? So it will take little time. Wait, yes, we got success message and everything, all the files those are in committed, those things are moved to master, right? Master new branch, you can see here, no, new branch master, And to verify all these things, you can go here and refresh the page. I just refresh the page. Yeah, see here everything are reflected, right? All this my code, whatever I write inside my project, test project, right? Here see testing a Git Java, and we wrote on Java hello world program, right? Here this is hello world program. Everything here we can find, right? Means our code, means our project is successfully moved to Git remote branch, right? So here everyone can take this code and they can do their changes, and again they can push the code, and everything they can do from here, right? So finally successfully we move this projects to remote branch, right? Like this you can create your own and you can practice, right? If you face some issue, you can always comment in the comment box. I'll try to resolve it, right? And you can also create multiple branches from this master branch, right? So in any project there will be multiple people, right? So they can create different branch for different people, so they can work independently in their respective branches, right? So once the code has developed, they can commit the code to their respective branch, and finally once everything is fine, they can merge all this code to the master branch, right? So that this master branch code will be useful for deployment, right? So what we are doing in production deployment, right? So they can consider this master branch, because all these codes will be available in master branch. So in this way you can create your own Java project, and you can create your own repository, and you can practice all these things, right? So this is the basic idea and overview of Git, and I hope you got it and you can easily move your project. And guys, if you gain some knowledge from this video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I kept all the related links to this video in the description box. Go and get it from there, and thank you very much for watching this video.